Hey guys, it's Ken from KBDProductionsTV. A couple months ago, I was reached out to by EcoFlow because they have this brand new power kit that they wanted me to try in the van and show you guys how easy this thing is to work. As you know, we're building out our 2017 Sprinter van, and we definitely need to have a power source in there. And so we are going to be setting all this stuff up on that side. We thought about doing the whole car batteries and having them all linked together, but I don't know how to do any of that, and it's pretty scary kind of stuff. And so I was extremely happy when EcoFlow came out with this amazing system. It's a power kit. You can actually buy everything in one swipe of your Visa card, basically. They send you, this is the, I think this is called the 2 kilowatt or the 4 kilowatt. Yeah, the 4 kilowatt package. Each one of these is 2 kilowatts. So we have 4 kilowatts altogether. These are the lithium ion phosphate batteries, deep cycle batteries. They also, when you are using these in the wintertime, they actually have self-heating in them to keep them functional. And then over here we have our power hub. This is where all the power goes in and out of. So when we plug in our solar panels, we have 2 spots for solar panels and an optional third. This one here also goes to the alternator, and all your cables are ready to go. You don't have to cut and splice anything. You actually have a plug that will go straight into these things, and then this is for the AC power, and you don't have to splice or anything. This is the only kind of electrical work you have to do. This is one of the things I can't do today because I need to drill a hole in the side of the van and put a 30 amp inlet, it's called, and mount that, and then I'd hook that up to this, and then this would plug straight into, I believe it's my AC in, and then that would be charging from shore power. So when Carol and I go camping and we get into our campsite, we'll be able to bring our own extension cord, plug it into the campsite, plug it into the van, and then the van will just run because we're going to be stationary. But if we go boondocking for a couple days, then the batteries will kick in and keep us self-sustained. They also sent me 2 solar panels. They're 100-watt solar panels, and everything comes with instructions, comes with warranty cards, how to mount stuff. It comes with brackets, it comes with straps depending on how you want to put this together, and then it comes with, they even sent me a tool to help crimp some of the wiring that goes into, this is called the Smart Control Distribution Panel. So that pops off, and we're gonna again install all this stuff today. Again, the only things I can't do today are installing the solar panels. I don't have roof racks yet to attach them to, plus I have to drill 2 holes through the roof, and then there's another special thing you have to put on the roof so that the wires go in and down and don't let water in. So that's another extra thing I have to do, and I'm not going to do the alternator thing. So this is the alternator cable. Let me just pull that out for a second because I think it's worth showing you guys, because like I said, this whole thing is a plug and play. If I was more comfortable with attaching things to alternators, then I would do it myself, but I'm not. So like I said, this will go along the inside of the car, maybe up to the roof and down, probably along the inside of the bottom of the car. Maybe we'll feed it through the wall, and then when we get to the front, we'll have to find a way to get this into the alternator. And then once we do that, we actually will plug this straight in to this alternator spot. So you just pull up your plug, or you pull off the lid, plug that in, and then as you're driving, it'll charge your batteries. So first things first, oh no, it won't come off. So there is a little toggle thing here that you press to unlatch it. So when you put it in, you press this and then we pull it out. So I didn't know that, now I do. This is the power kit console. It is touch screen, and you'll be able to control your lighting, see how much wattage is coming in, how much wattage is going out, and then you're good to go. So we have to think about exactly where we're going to put that. But today we're going to be kind of temporarily putting it into the van, showing you how easy it is to set up most of the stuff. and then over the next couple weeks, maybe a couple months, we'll be installing all the other stuff, and I'll be making videos on that as well. The batteries, same thing, plug and play. That's it. You don't have to do anything except plug it in. There's a plug on the top. You plug that in, you plug it into your battery number 1. Do the same thing with your battery number 2. These are stackable, and I just can't wait to get this thing rolling. So let's just put this back in there, and then first things first, I think we're going to be mounting this console. So our first dilemma is we kind of either want to have the batteries side by side and then put the hub up here, but I should have put this wood up even higher. So we're just gonna have to cut out more of this to slide this up, because we don't want to remove this just yet. It is possible to remove that in the future. So that is the thing that lets the door, or stops the door from opening up all the way. So that slides along this thing, but it slides over here, and obviously if we were to stack the batteries here, it would hit it. Put the hub there, it's going to hit it. So I'm going to just cut this out and move this piece of wood up. So I moved up the panel. Now we're going to try it again. I was going to put it here for now. Again, this is all temporary until we find a better way of putting this all together. I just want to get this in and try it for a while, then we'll figure out what we like. So I figured out that this should be about 4 inches down from the top, because it's got to go on and then slide down, and I'm figuring I want it to be probably around here. So let's do one more measurement just to make sure I'm going to be as level as I can. Everything is Phillips heads. So they gave us bags, which is awesome. Bags of actual bolts and screws and stuff that we need. So we have these ones, and then these ones. These will attach the bracket to the unit. All right, so let's try this. Done. Woohoo! All right. So now we're thinking that when we shut that door, that thing will come to here. Might be able to fit this unit.
That panel will
the panel.
off. This will fall off.
Yeah. So we'll put the panel here. That will be underneath, and then the other panel we can just put it up here for now. Again, I want that to be probably in the galley when we're all said and done. And that will be out of the way of that. I figured it'd be easier to take this off first. I guess it was good to at least see if that was going to work or not. And then we got to put this bracket on like this. It's going to do a little hand tightening. There we go. So now I can put this back up on a wall and then put the bottom screws in. It looks like there's 2 spots. There we go. Okay, next up is the batteries. If we want to mount them to the wall, we would use these brackets. If we want to mount it to the floor, we would use these brackets. And it comes with a template. You just throw it down on your floor, figure out where your battery is going to sit, then mark off your screw down holes, and then mount your brackets. And then you can use straps that go around. So this is how the brackets would go, like that. Of course, that's what your template's for, to make sure you know where all these holes are going to go. Battery sits in there. Use the straps, go over. I'm just debating on whether I want to go that far, or do I want to just bracket them to the wall. I'm pretty sure you can either do it this way, but then that uses up a lot of space. You could do it this way, I won't be able to get in between them, so I'm going to go with the 4 mounts. They're going to suit me the best, because then I'll just be able to unstrap them and take them out if I have to. Doing it with these templates and putting the brackets down, I could see that I could get probably even a little bit more close than that. I just don't want to go too far towards this wheel well. But now that I see where they are, I could probably just hold this down, move my brackets out of the way. I guess it is possible I could just leave this paper underneath if you really wanted to. But let's see if this works better. Oh yeah, a lot better. Okay, everything good. Okay, so leave that there. I won't be able to get back here once the battery's in, so I'm going to put these ones in tight, and then the other one's loose. Got my brackets in. Let's grab a battery. Make sure I don't put them too close together. Perfect. Snug like a bug.
Snug.
That will go there. I'll go there. I'll get all these screws in and I'll be right back.
We should have put the straps on first.
Before we put the last bracket
before we put the batteries in the last bracket in. So
because after we screwed it down, luckily Carol's hands were small enough to go reaching around behind, and it has to go through like this, and Carol had to do that on the other one, so we didn't have to take the bracket apart, and then just do this, and then we're going to stand our battery up, keep our straps like that. There we go. These are going to be what's holding it in. So now I can just do that for a second. Now we can put this bracket in, and that will just save us from having to put our hands back behind. If we had put them any closer to the wall, there's no way Carol would have been able to get her hand back there either. Okay, let's just start with the closest one to Carol. Let's try and put that through. Ooh, that went in way easier than I thought it was going to go in. I believe after all that should go through there. I'm thinking you'd want the buckle on the top. I could be wrong. And just give it a good tighten. And it's got these little divots here, not only for stacking them. When you put a battery on top of another battery, it sits, the feet of this sit into here, but it's also to keep your straps from slipping off. They thought of everything. They really did. Not moving anywhere. And now the part I've been looking for for like a week and a half. We didn't get the batteries in until like yesterday, so let's do this. So there's a cap on top. It also has a fuse just in case I guess something blows inside. You pull your cap off. We'll keep that for later. And here's your cables, super heavy duty cables. It's like a python. It does say battery on the back of both of them. There's only one way you can plug them in. It doesn't matter whether we plug it into the hub first or the battery first. So let's plug it into the battery first. I'll try and sneak these cables behind. And you hear the click. And we run this cable. This will be our battery 1. We'll pull this off. We'll keep all of our little tabs in a special bag somewhere. Then that one goes, oh my gosh, look at this. Done! Battery's done. Battery 1, battery 2. This is so exciting. Again, push it down until you hear the click. Click. Put your rest of your cable behind. You can do cable management later on. Go to number 2. And I believe that these batteries, there's a power on here if you just wanted to check if the batteries are disconnected to everything. If you press and hold, that battery should turn on. 32%, I believe. Oh, look at that. This one came on too. All these lights just lit up. That is super awesome. Here, let me take that. Oh, it was lit up for a couple of seconds and then it went off because there's nothing going in or out from these side panels that we have to do in a minute. This is so cool. Okay, now we're going to hook up this thing and then the panel, and this is the smart distribution center. Managed to get the smart distribution panel mounted to the wall. We used our own screws here because we couldn't find any other wood screws in the packaging, but then they had their own 2 screws. There's a bracket here, bracket on the other side. This is the front panel cover. We'll put that over there so we don't scratch it. And this is the internal panel cover, which can be screwed in, but it looks like a lot of people don't screw it in from what I've seen on the internet. Now we have 2 cables to be plugged in. So we have battery power here going into our hub, and then we need power going out to our AC in, and this is our AC in cable. And we can plug or screw these in. They have these pop out little sections here. So if you were actually to mount this into a wall, you could bring all your wires in through from behind. But since we're going to be coming up from the bottom, we could just pop this out. There we go. Just to be safe, we're going to unplug our batteries. Again, you push on the top, give it a little tug. Just keep the battery power away from everything for now. This wasn't actually plugged in yet, so we were fine. So there's an L here, you can't screw this up. There you go. So that cable is attached, and then we will be running that and plugging it in over here in a minute. And this one is the Power Hub DC main cable out. So that is the DC power coming out of there, going up into our smart distribution center. So once again, there's a minus and a negative printed right on the cable. Let's do the -1 first. Again, we're not hooked up to anything, it's not plugged in. That's 2. I'm just going to quickly make sure they're snug so they don't vibrate loose, and then we're wondering why things aren't working. All right, so that is good. So when we start to bring in like AC, so if we have a fridge with an AC plug going into like a 3-prong plug, we'll have a receptacle over there. Then we'll bring our wire in through here, plug it into here, and they gave us a nice big bag of connectors, and they just literally, you just pop this open, put it in, snap it shut, and it locks into place. Let's put this up on the wall, then we can turn everything on, see how it goes. So this is our control. Again, this is not going to be in this area, it's going to be in the galley. It looks like you can buy another controller, have one at the front of the vehicle, one at the back of the vehicle. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to put this just here temporarily. CAN bus cable, and I'm going to try to leave as much of this on the spool as possible. So just plug that in, snap that on the wall. That is really tight. Like, geez. So I'm going to hang that up on the wall eventually. And then let's put that into there. This is our AC out. And you can't screw this up because they're completely different. So there's your AC out, your DC out. There. Once again, do it till you hear the snap. I'm going to go around the back, and I'm going to probably do some cable management just to make sure everything fits snug. Plug our batteries back in. I could turn it on. Main power button, switch that up, and apparently just hold for 3. It's all these little lights came along. EcoFlow is up and running. Got these magnets off the internet. Done. I can just put this on. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Perfect timing, dude. Look at that. Cable management. So right now it is saying available time is 99 days. Of course, we're not using any power. We can do our input. And of course, we don't have anything coming in. We're just using our batteries. Go to our output. And of course, we're not powering anything. And then we go here, and there's our two batteries. So battery 1 is at 32%, 29%, and we're not obviously close to being at 100%, so we're 30% altogether for the whole system. Again, when we start plugging stuff in, when we get our two solar panels, we're gonna plug them in here. We're gonna do our alternator here, and apparently I watched a video of a gentleman upgrading his alternator, so I'll have to, I really want to take the van into Mercedes and ask them, is my alternator good enough to charge this, and would it be better for me to get a better alternator or a more powerful alternator? That way it will charge this on our drive to our destination. But I can't wait to put a hole in the side of this van, put a way of charging, which will be our AC in. So that'll be our land, what do they call it? Shore power. And if we want to put a third battery in, we have another spot for a third battery. All right, guys. Once again, I'm very, very excited that EcoFlow asked Carol and I to install this into our van. I'm super, super happy. Again, next steps are getting the alternator done, having that hooked into it, getting my solar panels on the roof, and start getting free power, and of course our shore power. That is going to be great. One thing I forgot to mention, right now, if we did have lights, DC lights and stuff in here that we wanted, we'd have to press this on. There's also an app that you can put on your phone, and you can actually control up to 6 things in your van through your phone, remote controlled. And then we have an AC. So if Carol and I wanted to have the fridge plugged in, you'd have your AC on, you'd have your AC out on, your DC out on, and right now we're not getting anything in because we don't have anything plugged in. So again, I guess I can just shut this off, press and hold, and the system is completely off. Saving battery power for our next adventure. Once again, I'd love to thank EcoFlow for trusting Carol and I with this amazing power system. I'd like to thank all you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more installs like this. And again, eventually the van will be fully decked out with a galley and cupboards and walls and ceilings and a nicer floor. So stay tuned to all that. Thank you, Carol, for being video camera operator today. You were awesome.
You're welcome.
And yeah, can't wait for the next video for you guys.